Welcome to The Chatter, your end of the week ear candy for what to eat, drink, see, and do in Richmond, Virginia, right damn now.
The Richmond experience is independently owned and created by locals, us, for locals, you. From recent openings and the latest trends to time tested traditions and hidden gems, we're here to help you experience the very best that RVA has to offer.
Hi, I'm Paige, RVX owner and Chief Marketing Officer. I'm the face you see in front of the scenes on Instagram and TikTok, taking you to all the latest and greatest hotspots around town.
And I'm Kelsey, RVAX owner and editor in chief, working behind the scenes on your Wednesday and Thursday newsletters, the Weekly Insider and the Weekender, and City Guides.
What's up, Kels?
Hi, Paige. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm happy that, it's finally spring and, you know, we got the nicer weather. Richmond's in bloom. I think Richmond in the spring is one of the best seasons here.
I think it is too. I have been workshopping my latest editor's note to, send
Mm,
to the press.
yes,
And that I feel like is going to be my thesis, that it's like, I know I'm a fall girl, but
I
like
am
every
too.
springtime, it's like, it's stunning here. And I think it's such a nice kickoff to great seasons in this area.
Yeah, suffer from allergies, which I think most of us do here. And, that's always like a downfall of things. But I usually just suffer because I just
Right.
want to be outside. And, the weather isn't like insufferable. When it's August here, you don't even want to be outside. So now's the time to be outside and soak it all in. And I went on a walk around Scott's Addition last week and I took a picture of like one or two little blooms on the flower and now they're covered.
Right.
So just get outside, take
I
advantage of
know.
it.
They come out so quickly. My girlfriend over the weekend like brought over like a bouquet of like daffodils from her garden because those are already like, sprouting up and saying hello and they smell so good. Flowers are everywhere. I'm like you too, where it's like I get the allergies and it's so intense, but you get yourself on that Zyrtec or
Yeah,
whatever you need.
just take
You're
that
in
pill.
good shape. Yeah, you'll be fine.
You'll
But
be
it's so pretty. It's just like the kickoff to everything. I feel like good. Like there's so many outdoor things you can do, which is like a huge part of being here. There's so many like good things to eat and drink in the springtime. So I'm all for fall and I always look forward to it. But I feel like springtime, you have the benefit of like, if you're not a winter person, you're coming out of that, which I think really boosts the mood for people in springtime, of course. But it's just so pretty and then like so many good things happening. We're coming into Friday. Cheers, of course.
Yeah,
River Rock.
and I mean, this is coming out the last Friday of March. So next week is going to be April, and April means the Monument app 10K,
Right.
which you guys need to sign up for that.
Exactly.
We'll be there.
Yeah. You'll see us going around judging meticulously all of your costumes that are on the sidelines, etc.
Yeah, all the porch parties, spirit contests, but yeah, and then Friday cheer starts, River Rock. Oh, we're getting into it. I'm ready. I'm ready.
No, I know. I just saw Lewis Garden too was talking about how they're grooving in the garden. Like tickets, I think, are on sale
Oh my
now, which is
gosh,
another
they have
thing.
some killer
I know.
groups this
Indigo
year.
Girls kicking it off. Okay.
Yeah, and they have Rumors, a Fleetwood Mac tribute. They have Iron and Wine. I think there's a few that I might have said that I probably shouldn't have yet.
Oh yeah, shoot, we need to cut this
We,
out.
I don't know. I think by the time this comes out, we'll be good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Groovin' in the Garden, that looks awesome. So I've never actually been to that.
You know what I was thinking? I don't think I've actually been to that either. What is the
You do,
series?
we've done Flowers After Five.
I was going to say Flowers After Five is also musically related, but
Yes.
it's more low key. It's not with like those headliner bands necessarily.
No, and yeah, Groovin' in the Garden partners with the Broadberry.
I see.
So the Broadberry, I think, kind of like partners with them to bring in the acts, and like you purchase tickets through the Broadberry kind of thing, and it's more of like an expense versus when you go to Flowers After Five, you're just paying your admission into the garden.
Right. And then just like hanging out with some eats and drinks while you listen to music. Also a beautiful setting over there too. But generally speaking, springtime is a plus plus.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So I feel you on that. I mean, I'm like every time I've gotten out for like a walk or something around like the block or just like out with the kids, it's like, oh my God, I feel like 10 times better than that, when you're staying cozied up inside, which I'm so used to after a couple of months of like colder weather. So I'm ready. I'm pumped.
Yeah, that's how I've been. I've just been trying to work outside too, like on the
Yeah,
patio. And it's just so nice. We need the sunshine. Everybody just needs a little sunshine.
it's just so good for you. So get out there. Take this as your sign to like go listen to this podcast on the go. Do a little walk.
Yeah.
There you
All
go.
right, you ready to get into it?
Yeah. Speaking of other things, let's talk about them.
All right, what to eat, drink, see, and do in RVA this week. And again, with spring here, I'm up for eat, and it's officially patio season. So, Blue Atlas tops the list of my favorite patio spots. This Richmond gem is a restaurant and market offering counter service breakfast and lunch and a globally inspired dinner menu. They also have a delightful happy hour. But their beautiful patio provides gorgeous views and amazing sunset. It's a great spot to unwind. Happy hour runs from 3 to 6, Wednesday through Friday, featuring a variety of specials. Holly and I just went a few weeks ago. I got a
Right.
Negroni. Holly got a glass of wine. It was great. And their menu is so good. It's more like tapas style.
Yes.
So we went around 5, so during happy hour, but right when dinner started. And their Harissa cauliflower, it will be on one of my top 10 favorite Richmond dishes for all time. It
And
is
somebody like DM'd back to you being like, same for me.
Oh, it is, like, iconic. It's their number 1 seller, their number
Mhm.
1 dish, and most of their menu is seasonal, but they have, like, 4 or 5 menu items that consistently stay, and that one's always on their menu. It is spicy, but, oh my god, it is so good, so flavorful, and it's cauliflower. Like, yeah,
Who
del
knew?
yeah. But on top of that, on Wednesdays, they host Wine Wednesdays with free wine tastings from 5 to 7. Um when we went on a Wednesday, so we also had a few sips of wine. So it's a great little evening if you want to pop by for happy hour, sit on the patio. Again, gorgeous views. It's in the Fulton Hill neighborhood and an old school, so it's just got a cool vibe.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those like cool places in the Richmond area where it's like has a story on a story. There's so many layers.
Yeah, but I loved it. Y'all need to get over there.
Now we know. Okay, get over there for some, elevated cauliflower and tasty drinks.
Yeah.
And then, speaking of drinks, here's another recommendation for you for this week. As I mentioned in an episode recently, I am pregnant.
Yay!
And because of that, I can't really partake in the crispy, cool ones like I might normally in this kind of weather. But that's fine because there are a lot of good like non-alcoholic beverages around the city too. And one or a few, I guess, that I was thinking of recently were like 3-notch offerings because they always seem to hit the spot if you're going for that kind of thing. Right now, for their uncool brews, they've got the hazy IPA, the low cal IPA, and a sparkling rosé sour, which I haven't tried but sounds delicious. In the past, they've had like a margarita goes that's like non alcoholic, and then they've had a Citra wheat, which is non alcoholic, which were delicious. And I truly felt like they tasted exactly like, the real thing. So if you're in the market for something non-alcoholic, if you're like watching your intake on that kind of thing and you need like a good replacement, 3-notch has you covered. They have great options. But of course, if you're still looking for, your standard cold one, I also love their around this time of year, their watermelon goes, which is tons of watermelon puree for this perfect sour. It's all delicious over there. And that's kind of what I've been craving recently.
And they sound so good and refreshing. You're gonna have to go get that sparkling rosé sour and let me
I
know
know.
how it is.
I wonder if I saw that it's on tap, I think. I wonder if they have it like to go. Maybe I can go try it in the tap room and then take some home for the, home library.
Yeah, I just sometimes sours, man, they give me heartburn, so I'm just, like, a little wary of
I
them.
remember you saying like down to your kneecaps, I feel like.
Oh, it radiates down. Yeah, I
Yeah,
have
gotta be
horrible
careful with those.
heartburn, guys. I
So
always have Pepcid in my purse, so if you ever have heartburn, I'm your girly.
yeah, just ask Paige. Got anything on hand for me? But they're just so delicious. I wasn't originally like a fan of them, but as I've gotten older, I feel like they're usually my top. I really love them. They're so like refreshing, I feel like.
They are refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
don't
what I
know.
say.
They always have some good ones over there,
Three
so
Notch like is one of my favorites in the city. I feel like I haven't had like a bad drink over there. They have really good ones in the wintertime, really good ones in like summer, spring. They always have something like good
well,
seasonal too.
And then they have that like one that tastes like a rocket pop.
Yeah, like that's what I was thinking. Like we around this time last
That's
year,
around 4th of July, isn't it?
right? Maybe I was thinking I was like joining it with we had been over there for some sort of pop up. Maybe when they did their Taylor Swift pop
They
up.
did their Taylor Swift pop-up,
Was
yeah.
that summertime? I don't know why I had that in spring.
It was spring. It might have been summer.
But
No,
they
this their pop-up for St. Patrick's Day was in the spring.
Oh, yeah, so maybe they did Taylor Swift a little bit later, but I think that was around the time when I went to pick some of those up. It was around 4th of July or like Memorial Day or something where they had like it was like a bomb pop, like canned cocktail or something.
Yeah.
And it was delicious too. They always have really good stuff over there. So anything at Three Notch. And of course, they've got like their great eats menu now that they've opened the pub area over these last couple of years. Any of these sours I usually pair with like their nachos. So if you need a couple of recommendations, those are mine.
Sounds delicious.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and for C, like we mentioned up top, we need you to go see the blooms around town. According to the National Park Service Bloom Watch, the cherry blossom trees in Washington, D.C. will reach peak bloom between March 28th and March 31st. But you don't have to trek all the way to the nation's capital to peep pretty petals. We've just put out your go-to guide for catching cherry blossoms, tulips, and more in peak bloom around Richmond this year. Hollywood Cemetery is, of course, our list of top spots, but I personally always love stopping by Agecroft Holland Gardens to see their tulips and daffodils. I'm actually going tomorrow. And it's just beautiful to walk around the gardens there, but save the date for Bubbles and Blooms. That's April 10th from 5 to 8. And it's just always a very nice evening to see the blooms, have a few drinks, and walk around the gardens. But you can learn more at agecrofthall.org.
So many like stunning options. Like those are just like a taste of what we have for like a
Oh, yeah.
roundup in that guide, but there's so many good places.
It's literally a taste. I also put out a reel with all my favorite spots to catch Richmond in bloom. And like we said up top, it's like beautiful here
It's
around
just
that time.
it's so stunning. And it is nice too, because of course every year I like wonder like, do we want to make the hike to DC to see the cherry blossoms? Because when I was like up in that area, we would add it to like our springtime routine. But even like when you're up in that area, it's kind of like hard to get out there and do because it's, everybody's doing it. But now it's like, you don't have to.
I've done it once. And I think the only time to go is the early morning.
Yeah, right. Because like it's packed to the gills.
It's parking for me. It's the parking and the traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Holly and I did that. Like it was when we first started dating. So
Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago at this point, and it was a long day.
Yeah, for sure. Lots of walking, lots of like elbowing people out of the way. That's not how you want to spend your flower peeping. Come stay around Richmond and do it in our area.
Yeah.
There
Browns
you go.
Island too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of spots.
Easy. Well, fantastic. And then for Do, I say you should go to Ram's house. In case you missed it, Richmond Business recently wrote up about this spot and its new owners. The group that runs the food operations at 2 local hockey rinks has scored a new spot in the city. Javier and Natalie Cordero are taking over operations of Ram's House, the VCU themed sports bar at 2035 West Broad Street that Lindsay Food Group originally opened in 2023. The restaurant has been temporarily closed in recent weeks due to the transition, but Javier said they're planning to reopen Ram's House by the end of this month. And of course, March Madness is in full swing now, kicked off on March 16th. So it's a perfect time to head to the sports bar, order something like the Ram's House loaded buffalo fries or, whatever you're in the mood for, and watch your favorite teams play.
Yeah.
Are you a big March Madness fan, Paige?
No. Go sports.
I can't say I know anything about it other than that it's basketball, but I will say, I kind of all of the sports games that like I know so little about, I do enjoy watching, getting in on the excitement of the basketball. People just get so pumped around this time of year.
Yeah, I don't.
But
I don't. I know I will never understand sports. I'm just like, yeah. I mean, I like that it's college.
Yeah.
Like I like that it's not,
not your professional, more switch up. I feel like people tend to lean toward like college sports, especially with like in that same kind of vein where it's like you're rooting for like, the kids.
Yeah. And not just men with $1 million.
Yeah, exactly. So get out there, go Rams.
Yeah. Well, that sounds fun. I
Yeah.
don't know, and when I was a teacher, I feel like my principal, who was a man, made me fill out, like, brackets and stuff for, like, I don't know, morale, and I was like, "This isn't helping my morale, but
Yeah.
okay, I'll fill out."
Like, this is actually doing the opposite.
So I don't know. Our neighborhood does a lot with sports, so I'm sure a bracket will be tossed in front of me, and
Sure,
I will
just
do
fill it
it.
in with
Yeah.
different ones. When there's so much calculating and guessing and betting, it's just really not my speed. As always, I'm really just there for the snacks. Like, I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, but it is a big time.
Right,
I've seen so much about it already. So
right.
yeah, it's just that time.
People are
March.
ready to rock. So if you need a place to like get out there and see it, go to Ram's house. They're just opening up again and it should be an exciting time.
Oh, well, there you have it. So thanks for listening, Richmond. And by the way, there's more where that came from. Joining the Richmond experience as a member is the best way to stay in the know about what's going on in RVA.
Not to worry, we refuse to sell your info or bombard you with ads, but we do charge a small annual membership fee of $39 a year to fund our team so we can keep doing this awesome work. Plus, a portion of each annual membership purchase for the Richmond experience goes to rotating nonprofits each month. That's like $1 per week, get an all access pass to the best of RVA and lift up local orgs. It's a really, really good deal, friends. And listen, what are friends for anyway? Use code CHATTER to get $10 off your first year subscription.
Give us a follow on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at The Richmond Experience, and on Instagram at The Chatter and RVA too. And if you enjoyed this episode, send it to your buds and rate, review, and subscribe.
And if you want to keep up with each of us, you can find me at Kelsey Heinz's Typing on Instagram.
And me, Sips and Trips with Paige on Instagram.
Chat with you next week, RVA.